Hi guys, Tungsten here. So this video is the installation guide for the HQ-G2. Basically, it'll show you how to assemble the blaster from ground up. Yep, so I hope you enjoy the video. This is going to be a long video, nevertheless, but yep, let's go.
Alright, so now let's take a look at how we can assemble the G2. Right, so my version is the so-called the expanded version. So yeah, so even for the G2 there are two versions, so you have to know which one you're getting. So this one is the one that more or less fully utilized the so-called the plunger over here. Right, so let's start off by taking out this assembly over here. Right, so over here let's move things aside. Okay, so there are a lot of screws for this so-called package, so you do have to be careful of which screw to make use of. So for this portion, these are the ones, so later on I'll probably do a better close-up later as well. Right, so first off, if you have to kind of split these two pieces up over here like this. Right, so there are already kind of two pins over here. Right, so take note of that. First thing first, of course, is you want to kind of fit this. This is supposed to go here, and this guy over here is supposed to go here. Right, so these are the places to interact. Okay, something like your trigger. Okay, so it's supposed to do something like this. But of course, you have to fit in the springs and whatnot. So let's do that. Yeah, so for the contact area, you probably want to put a little bit of loop over there. First thing first, this piece. Okay, you'll need the smallest screw over here. Okay, to secure this small spring over here. So later on, when you attach, try not to be too tight. Right. So yeah. Right. So that is the smallest screw. Okay, so be careful, don't lose any of the screw. Okay, let's position it. Not too tight, right? So at least you have still a little bit of wiggling kind of space over here, right? Yep. Okay. So for the other part to screw it down is basically here. Right. Okay. So which is the screw? There are only two of these screws. Okay. It is not the so-called the cross type. Rather, okay, you use your Allen key for this application. Okay. So there are only two of this. Okay. So it should be easy to find. Okay. Again, let me just put it closer. Right. So these are the two screws that you need to take note of. Right. So let me just apply a little bit of lubricant over here, so as to get better. Right. Then I'll fix it in, and we'll get back. Alright, once you fill it up, you can give it a try. So it should be sampling like this, right? So with that, you can now put the two pieces together, right? Right, so that's it. You can put it together. Next, you want to fit the back piece over here, right? To the back over here, over here. Right. So the two screws that you're going to make use of are these two. Okay, the silver color one. Okay, and it's a cross, rounded. Okay, cross. So these are the two long screws that you have. Right. So let's do that. Okay, so just over here at the back, and you just fit it nicely like this. Okay. Okay, I must say all the parts are very well done. Alright, I realized at the beginning stage there's some debris inside this screw port over here. So yeah, it might be a good idea just to take something sharp and just poke a little bit and then clean it out. Yeah. Then you can again put it here. All right, use these two silver screws and then just secure it. Right. Okay, so you should be able to tighten it tightly. So over here it should not move at all. Yep. So that is the back piece over here. Right. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to so-called do the magazine release. So that will be this black piece over here. So there's only one way to put it in this side. Okay, they are different. So this is the magazine release. So unfortunately, okay, if you are left-hander, then you have to this is more like designed for right-hander. Right, so we're going to put this piece in. There's only one way to put it in, okay, because of the shape itself. Go to the other side, put in this spring, right, and then of course the button itself, okay, over it. Okay, next you have to put a little bit of pressure, and then the screw to use is this one, this silver color screw over here. There's only one, I believe, so you should be able to identify it, right? So it's the one that's slightly longer, right? So with that, you have to put a little bit of pressure on the other side, and then screw it in. Yeah. Okay, so you should be able to press it. Okay, I guess you can use your magazine and give it a go. Okay, you can go in, and of course, okay, you can release it. Right. Okay, so I don't have a handle, so yeah, so everything goes well. So that is what you want. Right. Okay. Okay, so once you have that, what's the next thing to do? Okay, the next thing to do is basically for the button over here. Okay, you have to find the piece. This is the one. Okay, this is the one. Next, there is let me see now. There's only this black piece over here. Yep. So this is the one. Let me just give you a measurement. Okay. So there are quite a number of pieces. So let's just see. Okay. Okay. So this is something around here. Okay. You can just take a measurement. Okay. Alright. So this is the one. Okay. So what you're going to do is over here there's a gap over here. Just slot it in, put it down, and this is where the screw goes. Yep. Right, there you go. Okay, a nice complete piece over here. So next we probably look at this part over here at the back. Okay, yeah. Okay, I forgot one last part. There is one more screw that you need to put it in. Okay, remember there are these two screws over here, okay, at the beginning for the trigger portion, the release. Okay, so this is another one. All right, so there are only two of this. Okay, what you need to do is over here there's one more screw port over here whereby you can put it in, and that's where you secure the two pieces together. Alright, so once you secure, that's the one. Alright, so you secure the two pieces together, and there you go. This is the one part of it. Yeah. Alright, now for the back piece over here. Alright, so you need this this piece over here as well as this piece over here. So there are the some other screws that we need over here. So these are the so-called parts that we need. Right. Okay. So first, put in this piece, followed by this piece, followed by this piece. Okay, and then we will put this over here. Okay, and we'll secure everything like this. Okay. Okay, so again, now that you have this completed sandwich in between, okay, so it should be able to move freely like this, so that when the spring goes there, it can move freely. It doesn't gonna cause this thing to fall off. Right, so take out this piece over here. So the back of it, there's only one way to go, put it in. So you just need to kind of screw it in. Okay, and that will more or less be it. Okay, so to your best ability. Next, before you put this piece over here, take one of these tin O-ring. Okay, I will lubricate it a little bit so that you can see that I will have already lubricated it. So that there are like holes everywhere over here. So because later on you're gonna kind of fit it in like this. Okay, and we just go all the way in. Okay. Okay, you reach a point there will be some friction over here. Now you have to twist it to the reasonable kind of tightness, and try to line this line over here to be straight along the way, because this is where this reel is going to go. So yeah, just continue to tighten it until you feel okay, which is a good fit. I think here will be nice. Okay, then anything further is a little bit tough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fit this, the slanted part facing the front, so over here. So there are only 2 screws that will be suitable. Okay, together with the package is actually in a separate package. So this is the one. Okay, so we are going to just put it in and kind of get tight. Right, so let's do that. Okay, so again, now you just need to align it such that it is straight. Okay, probably need a little bit more. Okay, adjust to okay. Right, so as long as it's not moving. Now there will be another lock screw over here, whereby you can go it from the top over here, and then that will secure it even further. Right, so I'll do that. Okay, and that will secure it. Right, so that will be the back. So over here you can again spray some lubricant inside, so that the spring will have a much better time interacting with this portion over here. Now of course you can place this in and then tighten it. Right. Okay, so that will be this part over here completed. Yeah. Okay, so now let's just take a look at this middle portion, basically the plunger itself. So you find this aluminum piece is already inserted in. Make sure it's aligned correctly with the hole, and of course this is at the back. Right, so this should be assembled in this way. Alright, so some pieces that you need: this piece over here, this particular piece over here, and this piece over here. Right, first thing to do, you should find this screw over here. This is like the kind of a round top, okay, hex, okay, not cross, and you probably have 3 of this. Right, so you need 1. Then next you need these 2. These 2 are slightly dabbed with the so-called the solution itself. You should find 2 of this already there. Okay, so these are the 2 that you need. Yeah, so let's carry on with what you need to do. First, you'll see that this piece over here, all right, the top, the bottom, there's a hole here at the bottom, there's a hole here at the bottom as well. Go in. First thing to do is to take this long piece over here and then screw it right in. Right, and then make sure it is aligned, and just make it all the way through. Right. Okay, so you should be able to go all the way through and join the 2 pieces together, tighten it up, and that's it. Okay, you have it locked together like this. Right. Okay, so next what you need to do is take this piece, and basically just screw it in, okay, all the way. Okay, until it fits, and that's it. Okay, until it fits, and that's it. Right. Okay, next what you need to do is to basically screw these two. Okay, this will go in here and then align this hole to this hole over here. Right. Okay, something like this. Then you will screw this in until it's flush. Right. Until it's flush, and then you're fine. So you do it for both sides. Okay, and that's all for over here. Next, you have to put in this piece, the top rail over here, and all you need to do is take one of this, okay, piece over here, the big one, and then just secure it through here. Right, just twist it all the way down. Yeah. Alright, next let's take a look at how we assemble these pieces over here. Now, okay, over here you can see that this piece, this is actually the top, and for this particular piece itself, you'll see in front there's a kind of an opening here. This is supposed to be facing up as well. You'll see two holes over here, depression over here, and one over here. So what you're going to do is you're going to put this in all the way. Okay, two holes matching these two. Okay, put it in, and the first thing you want to do is to lock it on the first position first. Right, the so-called the screw they're going to use is this one. It's a very small one over here. Okay, so over here, one on top, the first position here, and one at the bottom position here. Okay, these two first. Now, I'm not too sure whether I will want to apply a little bit of glue, not a super glue, but like a sealing glue over here, such that now it hopefully will be better for the so-called the air, whatever, how we can kind of prevent any leaking of air will be better, right? So maybe I'll do that, and like I say, first secure one from the top, the first position, and then one at the bottom. Yeah. Alright, once you place the so-called the locking screw in the front and at the bottom over here, now you can proceed. You can take this piece over here, this rod over here. Okay, make sure it's facing the correct direction. It's supposed to go over here. By the way, I put in the two O-rings, okay, for this piece over here. Now, next, what you want to do is to locate two screws, one silver, which is pretty small, okay, and one that's black, like this. Right, so the black one should go below here, which goes into here, right? So it's fit nicely, and the silver one on top, right? Okay, so let's do that. Okay, so there you go, and then of course you will put in your O-ring over here, one of it, right? Okay, so next what you need to do is, of course, you have to slot it in through here, and of course you probably want to loop the tube first before you do that. Yep, so once you have done that, then you can put this in, slot it in through, and then all the way in, right? Okay, something like this, right? Okay, next for the other piece over here, okay, you can locate this piece over here. Okay, so you have one side, you screw it in. Right, this is actually very light. Yeah. Okay, so and then the other side, let's screw it in. Make sure it's tight, both. Okay, so this is actually very light, and you can put it in. Right. Okay, I forgot about one thing about this piece over here. There is a padding, so you just need to stick it over this side, and you're done. Right. Okay, something like this. Okay, make sure you put a padding. Yep. Okay, so now let's assemble the front portion. So we need this piece over here. Right, so there is a groove underneath. Okay, so that will be the bottom, and this will be the top. The top will have this screw post over here. So let's take a look at this slide over here again. The front, okay, with a thicker with is the front portion. This is actually the back. You can also see that you need this entrance for the we call the matching rod to go in. Right, so again, this with the 6 dots over here is the top. Okay, and then this is the bottom over here. So inside this holes there are already screws inside. It comes pre-installed. Only the top is blank over here. Later is for the rail. So what you're going to do is you're going to place it in. So again, this is the bottom, this is the bottom, this 3 is the bottom, so we just slot it in. Okay, over here. So you can see the post will match. Now turn it over. Okay, the back here will be 2, and then there's another one. So this is the place where we place a M4 screw. I think this is the only one. Okay, so you just put it in and secure it first. Okay, so that you will secure the things in position first for a start. Right. Okay, next you probably want to install the below the so-called the prime and the rail. So there are 2 pieces. You just take one of the piece. Now, mine is the so-called the capacity expansion parts. Right. This is the G2 capacity expansion kit itself. So initially, I think this is the one that's given. This is the newer version, the shorter one. So I believe you are supposed to use the shorter one. So I'm going to do that. Okay, so that will match up accordingly. Okay, the 3 holes. Okay, so I think, let me see now. Okay, so it's just the first and the second. So the screw to make use of, these are the other 2 round screws, round top screws that you are left with, where you already used one of it. So this is the one. Okay, so this is the one that you use to attach the rail itself. Okay, right, so there you go. Okay, you secure it here. Okay, next we'll prepare this piece over here. So take note, one side there will be a curve. This is for this piece to go in over here. Right, so first you have to locate this particular combination. Right, so this silver piece is supposed to go in between. Okay, so if you are not able to put it through easily, you just have to find something to knock it through first. So I'll do it offline. Right, so you have to knock it in first. Okay, so once you hammer it through, okay, you should look something like this. So it's supposed to go here. Right, so all you need to do is put the screw through. Okay, and then try to match it. Okay, and then just kind of screw in place. Okay, then yeah, so that's how you prepare it. So you probably should screw it tighter, all right, in a way. Okay, then it's supposed to like clamp it together. Okay, yeah. Okay, so what you want to do next is to get the top rail over here. Okay, so this is the top. Remember, we have the so-called the first screw that secures it. So there's a hole here, and then there are 2 holes here. So remember the 3 other so-called spot, they are already screw that is already inside. Right, so first match up to the 2 holes as well as this piece over here. Right, so it might be a good idea to just put this piece in first if you like. Okay, so to so-called a kind of prepare it. Okay, yeah, so over here, and then this is supposed to go here, and it match all the way nicely, the front and the back. Okay, so the front will be one of the last kind of the longer screw over here. So you just put it in, and yeah, just screw it in. Okay, and then the other 2 will be the one at the bottom. So these are again the so-called the 2 screws over here. Yeah, so once it's in, we'll get back again. Alright, so next we're going to put in the side rails over here. Alright, so to do that, okay, you have these pieces over here is like a piece of black metal with the so-called the screw post over here. Right, so what we're going to do is just going to prepare it first. Yeah, so okay, let's take it out. So again, the piece is something like this. All right, so we're going to the longer side will be facing down. Okay, so something like here. Right, okay, so we're just going to put it in. Okay, don't tighten it, just put it in place. Okay, just slightly put it in place because we need to slot it into the rails like this. Put it in place. All right, so do it for both pieces. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to orientate it this way, so later on, okay, we can kind of slot it into any of this portion easily. All right, now when we start screwing, we want to so-called kind of when you rotate it this way, and then you kind of pull it up a little bit so that there's a friction, and then it will kind of self-lock itself. Okay, so you have to orientate it first in order to be able for it to go through the gap over here. Right, so just rotate it slightly, and when you pull up, it'll be automatically friction fit. Okay, and then so you can just tighten it. Okay, it is actually not that difficult, it's actually quite easy. So now you can just tighten it. Okay, they only provide one extra piece over here, so so that's why it is. Okay, so just tighten it to your best ability. I mean, not too tight as well, just make sure it's just secure. So now you still move freely, and then you have a side wheel over here. Right, okay, so it looks like this. Right, okay, so next is the barrel itself, right? So of course there is one side will have the so-called for the darts to enter, the other one is just normal kind of so-called the exit. Right, so make sure you face this part to the so-called the darts. Now there will be this piece. There are 4 holes around it, so I have actually put in all the so-called the lock screw. Okay, so basically it's this small screw over here. So so to prepare it, you just kind of like put it into the hole first, but make sure it doesn't, you're going to just put it in like this. Okay, it's for the barrel. Okay, but don't let it protrude out first. Now you're going to put in here the one that's facing the dart. This piece will go in. Okay, make sure you loosen up the so-called the screws enough so that it can go in. Okay, now the next is basically where are you going to position this piece. Okay, so once you're in, basically you want to position it such that it's 3 centimeters away from the entrance. Right, it's around approximately 3 centimeters. Yeah, around here. Yeah, around, oops, they're going to be around here. Right, so just choose one of the screws to tighten it first. Okay, so you have a kind of position it nicely. Again, check. Okay, so it's about 3 centimeters away. So once you have that, you can go ahead and tighten the rest. Right, so next we want to fit the barrel into the front piece over here. So like I say, the 3 other holes, there should be already something inside, a screws inside. Okay, so now what we're going to do is going to take this piece facing the dart, take the so-called the return spring. Of course, this is the weaker one among the 2 springs, right? Yeah, just put it in here, and now you want to place it in. Make sure the barrels go in, and then go all the way out. Okay, oh, make sure it can go. Then make sure it's about 3 centimeters, again 3 centimeters away. Okay, and then you choose one of the so-called the nut to kind of lock the barrel. Okay, something like this. Just make sure that it doesn't move, something like that. Okay, so then you are done. Alright, so we have the 3 parts all fixed up. I fixed the handle as well as the grip itself and the butt. Now yeah, so let's fit them all together. So the spring itself, the default one they gave me is about, I would say 1.8 kind of the specs. Yeah, so I don't expect it to be extremely high in the FPS. So let's take a look at how we can fit it all together. Now before I forget, now this screw over here, when you screw it in, you might feel that it is not exactly that tight, but do not apply kind of this type of locket, because it will crack your acrylic tube. So although you might feel that it's a little bit loose, I would say that it actually should be fine. And never apply those solution to a acrylic, because it will crack your acrylic. So that's something you have to take note of. If you really want to kind of protect it, you probably want to just put a small transparent tape over it if you really want to, but I don't think it's necessary. But take note of that. So let's just assemble it together. Now my advice is you probably want to test fit this portion to make sure that it can go in smoothly. Okay, and yeah, and this portion, this place over here as well. So what we're gonna do is first gonna put in the spring. Okay, now get ready the two logging mechanism, which is this one and this one. This will come with a screw as the on the other side for you to pair. So let's put this in. Okay, just slot it in gently. Okay, and then you have to kind of compress it and then hold it, right? So I'm going to do it. Okay. Yep, press it. So now you get a line like this, hold it, okay, like this, and then slot this piece in. Okay, once it goes in. Now, then the other side. Okay, you can fit it in, and of course next you have to screw this, put this small screw in, and then lock it up, right? Okay, yeah, that will be all. Okay, and this will be the back portion. So everything works well, right? So next is to assemble this with this. Right, so what I can do is, now over here I've put the handle over here. Actually, you don't really need to put that first. Okay, what you want to do is you want to push it to somewhere in the middle like this. This will be the easiest position for you to so-called catch this rod. So let's push it over here. Okay, by the way, release this catch. Okay, let me just release first. Now you can apply a little bit of loop over here for it to be easier to close. Now again, push it to the middle, something like this. Grab it, then you slot it in. Then let me just zoom, so you can go in, up, and then kind of like catch it. So the middle position is the easiest for you to catch. Then you just slowly let go, and it should just go in nicely, and then together. Then this is the time where I can just take this and then just clamp it. Now if you think it's too loose, then of course you can further tighten it over here. Okay, if you find it too loose, which is in this case yes. Okay, so over time maybe it will be loose, so you might want to tighten this, okay, a little bit. Right, again you can apply a little bit of loop. Now what's next? Remember the barrel, we only tighten with one screw. Now we actually want to release that screw. Okay, I'll show you why is that so. So once you release, take a look. Can you see the barrel actually slot in by itself? Okay, so the spring will, this return spring plus the plastic piece that we fixed will basically adjust the barrel such that you spring back and then kind of basically seal with this bolt over here, right? So once it's sealed up nicely, you will go ahead and tighten the 3 lock screw that's being seated inside, and that will complete the so-called assembly, and you can test. Alright, so once we have finished tightening, this is what you have, right? You can test the blaster prime. Okay, you can see that the seal is actually quite okay. Okay, it's not 100% seal, but okay, it's decent. Right, so more or less this is the entire kind of assembly. Okay, all you need to do now is to put up the side, and that's about it. Right. Alright, so this is the complete blaster, the HQ-G2. As you can see that it does come with a ball bearing scar over here. Okay, it's very nicely kind of designed in my opinion. And of course, there are upgrade parts already available, like the spring itself, the O-ring and whatnot. Okay, so yeah, I hope you enjoyed the assembly video, and I hope it helps if you get one of your own. Okay, so I really like the design, and of course the overall kind of assembly is really an experience, and it's really fun. So I'm Tungsten, thanks for watching. Okay, bye.